Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive. You know we love taking these deep dives into all sorts of fascinating concepts.
Absolutely.
And for today's
Yeah.
deep dive, we're going to be tackling the idea of manifestation. We're going to try to break down this topic using all the stuff that you sent over.
Right.
So for all of you out there listening, you're the kind of people who really want to understand things quickly and thoroughly.
Uh-huh.
So we're going to get to the core of what manifestations is, how it works, and what it means to actually manifest things in your own life.
Yeah, exactly. And I think a lot of people kind of, have heard this word like manifestation thrown around,
Right.
but they don't really know, what it is or how it works.
Yeah, what is it really?
Yeah.
So looking at everything that you sent over, it seems like the basic idea is, you're making thoughts and desires and goals real in your life,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
But it's not just like, daydreaming or wishing for things, is it?
No, it's definitely not passive. It's not about just sitting around and hoping things will magically appear.
Right.
The material really emphasizes the importance of action.
Action, okay.
Taking action steps towards your goals is like a really crucial part of the whole process. It's about aligning your energy, focus, and actions, like you said.
Okay, so it's like you're really participating in the creation of your reality.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
you're not just a passive observer, you're actively shaping your life.
I like that. Okay, so how do we get from just, kind of this idea of like wanting something
Uh-huh.
to like actually, making it happen?
Okay.
What's that bridge?
So one of the key things that I've noticed in the material that you sent is this idea of like becoming the person who can actually attract and achieve those desires.
Right.
It's not just about wanting it. It's about embodying the qualities and taking the actions that align with that desire.
So it's like almost like an internal transformation.
Yeah, it's an inside-out process.
Yeah.
If you want to manifest a new job, for example,
Hmm.
it's not enough to just wish for it. You have to actually develop the skills and the mindset that would make you successful in that role.
Okay, so let's say I wanted to start a business.
Okay.
It's not enough to just be like, I want to be an entrepreneur.
Right.
I have to start acting like an entrepreneur.
Exactly.
I have to start, taking those steps, learning those skills,
Mhm.
connecting with people in that world,
Right.
and sort of embodying that identity before it actually materializes.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that. Okay, now I know that, our listeners, they like to understand like the why behind things.
Absolutely.
Like why might this stuff actually work?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of talk about, the psychology behind it and even the spirituality of it.
Right.
And you've got some interesting insights from the material on both of those angles.
Yeah, and it's really fascinating how these two perspectives kind of complement each other.
Okay.
So from a psychological perspective, the sources you sent talked about the law of attraction, which is the idea that like attracts and this isn't just some mystical concept. It actually has some roots in how our brains work. So if you're constantly focusing on positive thoughts and visualizing your goals,
Yeah.
you're actually training your brain to notice opportunities and resources that can help you achieve those goals.
So you're priming your brain
Exactly.
to be more aware of the things that are going to move you towards that outcome.
Yeah, and there's this thing called the reticular activating system.
RAS.
Yes,
Yeah.
RAS, exactly.
I love that.
It's basically like a filter in our brain that helps us focus on what's important.
Okay.
So when you're really clear about your goals and you're thinking about them all the time, your RAS is like, okay, this is important. I need to pay attention to anything related to this.
So it's like when you buy a new car.
Yes.
And then you suddenly see that car everywhere.
Exactly. It's like your brain is tuned into that specific frequency.
Right. It was always there.
Yeah.
But now you're noticing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's the same with your goals. When you focus on them, you start seeing opportunities that you might have missed before.
Okay, I love that. Now, what about the spiritual side of things?
Right. So the spiritual perspective kind of delves into this idea that we're all connected to a larger field of energy. Some people call it God, source, the universe, or whatever resonates with you.
Universal consciousness or something like that.
Exactly. And the idea is that when you're putting out positive focus energy that's aligned with your desires, you're basically sending a signal to this larger field.
You're vibrating at a certain frequency.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that frequency attracts similar frequencies back to you.
Okay.
So it's like you're creating a resonance with the reality that you want to experience.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
So we've talked about what manifestation is, what the kind of potential mechanisms behind it are.
Yeah.
But now let's get into the nitty-gritty.
Okay.
How do we actually do this?
Right.
How do we manifest?
So the material you sent has some really practical steps for putting manifestation into action.
Okay. And the first step is getting really clear on what you want.
Okay. Specificity.
Yes, specificity is key.
So instead of just saying, I want more money,
right?
I need to say I want to earn $10,000 by the end of this year.
Exactly. And the more specific you are, the better.
Okay, so why is that so important?
Well, it's like giving your brain and the universe a clear target to aim for.
Okay.
If you're just saying, I want more money, that's pretty vague. It
Yeah.
could mean anything.
Right.
But when you say, I want to earn $10,000 by the end of the year,
That's a specific goal.
exactly. You're much more likely to achieve it because you have a clear roadmap.
You know what you're working towards.
Right.
Okay, so step 1, get really clear on what I want.
Yes.
Okay, step 2 is visualize.
Visualize your success.
Okay, now this isn't just daydreaming, right?
No, it's much more active than that.
Okay.
It's about really immersing yourself in the experience of achieving your goal.
So close your eyes, imagine it.
Yeah, close your eyes, feel the emotions, see the sights, hear the sounds, engage all your senses.
It's like a full sensory experience.
Exactly. And when you do that, you're basically creating a blueprint in your mind.
Okay.
And your subconscious starts working towards making that blueprint a reality.
Okay, and this is something you do consistently, right?
Yeah, the more you visualize, the more powerful it becomes.
Like it's almost like you're practicing.
Yeah, you're practicing being in that state of success.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got clarity and visualization. What's next?
The next step is using affirmations.
Okay, now this is something I've always struggled with.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
It's just like saying nice things to myself.
It might feel a little awkward at first, but it's really about rewiring your subconscious mind.
Okay.
So the idea is you choose positive statements that align with your goals.
Yeah, give me some examples.
Like, I am worthy of success. Money flows to me easily and effortlessly. I am confident and capable.
Okay, so it's like countering those negative thoughts that we tend to have.
Exactly. It's about replacing those limiting beliefs with empowering ones.
Okay.
And you repeat these affirmations regularly, out loud or in your head.
Okay, so it's like I'm retraining my brain.
Yeah, you're basically reprogramming your thoughts.
Cool. I like that. So clarity, visualization, affirmations. What's the next piece of the puzzle?
Now, this is a crucial one, and it's about taking inspired action.
Right.
The universe loves action. It rewards those who are willing to put in the effort.
So this is where the rubber meets the road.
Exactly. It's about taking those steps, even if they're small, towards your goals.
So even if it's just like one small step.
Yes, every step counts.
Okay.
And don't wait for the perfect conditions. Just start taking action.
Imperfect action.
Yeah, and you'll be amazed at how things start to align once you get moving.
Okay, so I'm starting to see how all these pieces fit together.
Right.
But what about gratitude?
Gratitude. That's another key ingredient.
Okay.
It's like a magnet for abundance.
So how does that work?
When you focus on what you're grateful for, you shift your energy from a state of lack to a state of abundance.
Okay.
And that attracts more good things into your life. One of the things the material suggests is keeping a gratitude journal.
Writing down what I'm grateful for.
Yeah, write down 3 things every day that you're grateful for.
Even if they're small.
Yeah, even if they're small. It could be something as simple as a delicious cup of coffee or a beautiful sunset.
I like that. Okay, so final step. Let go and trust.
Yes, this can be tough for a lot of people.
Especially for control freaks like myself.
But it's so important.
Because,
Well, when you try to micromanage every detail of how things unfold,
yeah,
you're actually blocking the flow of abundance.
you're getting in your own way.
Exactly. It's about setting your intentions, taking action, and then surrendering to the process.
Letting go of the outcome.
Yes, trusting that the universe has your back.
So that's where faith comes in.
Yeah, faith and patience.
Right.
Things might not always happen on your timeline, but they will happen.
Okay, so now I know that our listeners are smart. They're going to want to know, okay, what are some common pitfalls that I should avoid?
Right. Everyone makes mistakes.
Absolutely.
And it's good to be aware of those common traps so you can avoid them.
What's number one?
Well, going back to what we talked about earlier, one of the biggest mistakes is being too vague.
Right, like just saying I want to be rich.
Exactly. You need to be specific.
Specific amount, specific time frame.
Yeah. The more details, the better.
Okay, mistake number 2.
Focusing on lack.
Okay.
If you're constantly thinking about what you don't have, you're just attracting more lack into your life.
So it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Exactly.
Okay.
You need to shift your focus to what you do have and what you want to attract.
Okay, what about giving up too soon?
Oh, yeah. That's a big one.
Because
Well, manifestation takes time and effort.
it's not an overnight thing.
No, it's a process.
Good.
And it's easy to get discouraged if you don't see results right away,
Right.
but you have to keep going.
Stay consistent.
Yes, consistency is key.
Okay, and the last one.
Ignoring your intuition.
Okay.
The universe often sends us signs and opportunities.
It's like those little nudges,
Yes. And it's important to pay attention to those nudges.
even if they don't make logical sense.
Sometimes they don't, but they often lead us in the right direction.
It's like trusting your gut.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we've got all these amazing tools and tips,
Right.
but I think it's always helpful to hear real-world examples,
Absolutely.
like stories of people who have actually used manifestation to achieve their goals.
Right.
And one of the most famous examples is Jim Carrey, right?
Yes, he famously wrote himself a $10 million check years before he actually earned that much money.
Talk about visualization.
Right. He visualized his success, and then he took action steps towards it.
Wow, that's so inspiring.
Yeah, and there are countless other stories of people who have used manifestation to create incredible lives for themselves.
So it's not just some woo-woo concept.
No, it's a real thing.
It's happening.
Yeah, it's happening all around us.
Okay, so for all of you listening out there,
Yes,
we've given you a lot of information today,
we have.
but the most important thing is to take action.
Yes.
Don't just let this information sit there.
Right.
Choose one goal that you want to start manifesting right now.
Okay.
Write it down, visualize it, and take one small step towards it today.
Yeah, even if it's just a tiny step.
It all starts with that first step.
It does.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with this thought.
Okay.
You have the power to create the life you desire.
You do.
It's not some magical fairy tale.
It's real.
It's a combination of belief action and a little bit of magic.
I like that.
The magic of aligning your inner world with your outer aspirations.
Beautiful.
And here's a final thought for you to ponder.
Okay.
What if you applied these principles not just to one goal,
Right.
but to every area of your life?
To your relationships, your career, your health, your finances.
What if you made manifestation a way of life?
Now that's a powerful idea.
I think that's something worth exploring.
I agree.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into manifestation,
It's been a pleasure.
and we'll see you next time.
See you later.